TUC.
In apparent response to the call by organized labor and some civil society organizations, government has announced major actions to address the persistent issue of illegal mining that is threatening the country's water bodies and forest reserves. This latest phase of the operation would be carried out in collaboration with the Small-Scale Miners Association of Ghana, signaling a cooperative approach to tackling the menace. Let us now turn our attention to the video wall for the details of government's latest plan. Petition for the removal. Government takes further action to tackle illegal mining. 1. Government, in its continued efforts to clamp down on this long-standing menace of illegal small-scale mining, has concluded operational measures to intensify the ongoing Operation HALT, which is led by the Ghana Armed Forces to rid our river bodies of all forms of mining activities. 2. This phase of the operation will be done in conjunction with the Small-Scale Miners Association of Ghana. 3. Government reassets that river bodies and forest reserves remain red zones.
Okay, we have a last point there. Okay.
4.
Yeah.
Government reiterates its commitment to the fight against illegal small mining and calls on all stakeholders to join the fight.
Of information, and joining us via phone is governance expert Gov't Wachidankwa on the back of the statement released by the government speaking agency in curbing galamsey menace. Gov't, thank you so much for your time, Doc. You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Annie, and thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Is this a second release? Because we've had a first release from the ministry yesterday. Is it a second one to keep pushing and discouraging organized labor from taking the action it threatens to take?
These are efforts that is coming from government to be able to address the needs and issues that organized labor has raised. And our goal is not to discourage, but our goal is to continually encourage organized labor to join President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's fight against illegal mining, which we have been fighting since 2017. And so very clearly, organized labor brought issues to us, which the president met them last week before cabinet on Thursday and gave some timelines. Yesterday, the ministers met and agreed on some measures as well. So this is the second release from the government to be able to inform organized labor that yes, there are river bodyguards that are being deployed. The Operation HALT is being reactivated. Like you stated, water bodies and forest zones remain red zones and banned. We are very certain that these measures that are being put in place by government would be able to arrive at the derived results that we need. And I hope and pray that organized labor will soften its stance, be able to see that government is addressing these issues, and collectively we all should join. They should join us to be able to address these issues and fight it collectively.
Now, as much as some officials speak on a certain line, you have other officials who keep intensifying the pain of the people. We have Ghana Water Company telling us that they do not even have the capacity to purify water as much as they should, or as effective as they should, because of the level of turbidity. But we had the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources speaking to the media and saying that he drinks tap water, trying to water down the seriousness of the problem today. Other government officials, when they go on campaign platforms, they make certain statements that keep just annoying the people the more. How are you fighting? You are approbating and reprobating.
I'm not too sure if Ghana Water has made a strong statement that they cannot purify our water. In our earlier conversations that I had with the MD for Ghana Water, he stated very clearly, unequivocally, that the mechanisms and the tools and the systems that we have in place can purify every single water that comes out of our taps in this country. You can ask the Director General for Ghana Water. He mentioned to me personally is that Ghana Water is beginning to collaborate with Washington, D.C. Water. And when they went to Washington, D.C. and did a presentation
I
from
dare
a
say,
government
Doc,
angle.
I'm sorry not to cut you, but I dare say what you're saying is not factually correct.
How so? Allow me to deliver my point. Do you have any evidence to show that what I'm saying is not
the
factually
Ghana
correct?
Water Company boss has been speaking to you personally, and the Ghana Water Company has been releasing statements to the public, statements that are available to the public. And so we have the details of the statement, which you have seen too.
Annie, I am telling you very clearly is that every single water that comes out of our water in terms of through Ghana Water is purified, is clean, is drinkable, is impurity free. Very clearly. I am telling you that. And we need to be able to rebuild our integrity and our confidence in Ghana Water Company Limited. Because every single water that comes through our pipe water, I drink Ghana water as well. I use Ghana water to cook in my home. And so every single water that comes out of Ghana water is purified, is clean. We must have the integrity of Ghana water to be able to keep us safe. And so it's not watering down the approach as well at all if the sector minister for lands and natural resources states that he drinks Ghana water. Because he does drink Ghana water, and I drink Ghana water. I use Ghana water to cook. And so it's a fight against illegal mining. The efforts that government is making, definitely government is putting those efforts across. And we are hoping and praying that within the next 24 hours, organized labor would recline on their decision to go on an industrial strike. We have seen that some of the unions who are voting locally are voting a no for the strike. We have seen that collective bodies are issuing letters out to their members that they are not for the industrial strike. So I hope and pray that the collective organized labor leadership would come out and state that they are agreeing with government, that the measures that government has put in place, and that collectively they are joining President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's fight, which he began in 2017.
Government did not put timelines to the release.
The timelines are succinct as the release is. That almost immediately it takes effect.
What is almost immediately?
It takes effect. The moment the release is out, it takes effect.
So
that's the timeline. So it takes effect instantly.
Okay. How about recalling of parliaments, which we have requested for the LI to be revoked?
Parliament comes back next week. Okay, by the 15th of October, Parliament comes, and when Parliament comes, we would table it before Parliament to be able to look at the revocation of LI 2462, because it's the people's representative that passed it. And we have a majority in Parliament, so very, very clearly we would work together with the minority so that we can be able to revoke it. And the President also stated that the future government that is to come, that both presidential candidates must pledge and sign a pact of their own commitment to fight illegal mining. And our candidate, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has indicated very clearly that he will sign that pact.
All right, Dr. Pauline Boachidankwa,